Hello everybody, welcome back, and really sorry that I've just neglected this channel and my Telegram chat. I've basically got absolutely no time, even over the bank holiday I've got no time. I work obviously for, those who don't know, through social services, and because of this whole coronavirus it's just been so busy that I've been basically doing all my hours plus more on top of that. Then I've got 2 kids at home. Everything's just bonkers, and I'm sure it's crazy for you, but for me I have to prioritise people over my YouTube channel. So that's, vulnerable people, vulnerable children, and my own family. It's just a crazy time at the moment. But for those who, I've noticed some people just wondering if I died of coronavirus. I've not died, I'm still alive. I'm just very, very busy. So I've got a meeting at 10 o'clock, so let's squeeze in a quick video for you, because I do still look at the charts, but like I say, pretty much no time at the moment to do this. However, I have been trading. I just haven't been sharing my trades, because I've been doing it in more of a flippant manner, so I don't really want to tell people what I'm doing just in case it goes wrong. It's a very dangerous time at the moment to be trading. That said, let's have a look at some of these things then, shall we? So we'll start with Bitcoin. Clearly, Bitcoin has been doing quite well alongside all these others. However, what I'm seeing now is not a move to the down, not a big move to the down, but a retest of some of these lower levels. So those lower levels are the ones that we've all seen recently, ones such as about 7,050 to 6,950, and that's likely to be tested again. What I'm seeing here is I did see this golden cross. We got a golden cross, we got a nice pump from it, but we didn't have continuation from it. Now I know it's early days on that, but that golden cross did play out here before, and we didn't get anything other than a pullback to this 242 descending moving average, which is basically where we seem to be hitting and just basically scraping to get above it and bouncing from it. It's the bottom line as far as indicators, moving averages are concerned. We're on the 4-hourly chart, mind you, so not as important as the daily. So what we'll do is we'll look to the daily. First of all, we'll just have a look at some of these indicators. So what we see is we see the MACD made a cross, but it's in positive territory, but it's going slightly bearish, but it's not so much of a big deal. It's only the 4-hour we're talking about. But the RSI is moving its way down, which could suggest that we're coming down to retest some of those lower levels, such as only retest levels like 7,000, 6,900, between 6,900 to 7,050, around those areas before a bounce. Now, if those areas get broken, then it's not too bad. We're coming down to areas like we'll have to go to the daily on this one really, but the 4-hour kind of gets it on these moving averages. These moving averages plus this itchy cloud should hold it up. So that again, as we can see, is around 6,950. We go to the daily chart. What do we see? We see areas at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, which are 6,550. We kind of surprised if it hit that level. Like I say, the 242 seems to be holding these pullbacks up at the moment, but what we're really looking at now is roughly areas between 6,650 to as low as the bottom of the Bollinger Band, 6,500. I'll be surprised if we break down below those levels, but if we were to break down below them, then we'll be stuck beneath the itchy cloud, which has turned bearish, and it would continue to be bearish, even though I know that there's a halving event taking place in a few weeks' time. I know that sounds crazy, but I would argue the fact that since this big drop that the halving has been priced in, hence the giant leap from the bottom here all the way up to the top, but almost doubling in its value. So that would be my argument there. Let's have a look at some of these other indicators. So on the RSI, it's looking quite constructive, higher highs, until just recently higher lows clearly, but it's a delicate situation at the moment. When we look at the MACD, it's gone into bullish territory, definitely, but at any moment it could go down into bearish. So I'm thinking perhaps maybe a pullback is necessary, a pullback is due. then the halving event is keeping it up, unless the stock market completely plummets and crashes, which I don't think it's going to do this week, but it is coming. It's in the pipeline, definitely. There is more lows to be had with general indices, some commodities. I mean, you look at the price of oil. I mean, it's completely destroyed. Oil is a main contributor to a lot of economies, so there's a lot of reasons why the markets are going to continue to go down while this coronavirus is still running rife and rampant. So, long story short, I would expect a pullback down below 7,000 just, and if that breaks, then it'll be around about between 6,500 at the very lowest to 6,700. I'll be interested in buying back around those levels. Let's have a look at Ethereum. So much in the same, really, much in the same. It's done a lot better than Bitcoin. We're above the 200 EMA at present, which is just about holding around about $180. That's nice and positive. That's good. That's on a daily as well, which is nice. I would expect to see some more bullish moves in the short-term future if this price action holds with Bitcoin, the markets, and Ethereum. But at the moment, I would expect to see a pullback. When we look down onto the daily, onto the 12-hourly chart, we're looking at about $170 to maybe $160 pullback. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. RSI does look quite overextended on the 12-hour, suggesting that short to medium and more or less short-term time frames, we are looking for a pullback. So those are the areas of interest for me. Ideally, I'd like to see it come back down to around about $160. And again, we need that to hold. Obviously, a lot of this all depends on Bitcoin. Ethereum's not really going to plummet on its own. It will need Bitcoin to do that for it. So all eyes on Bitcoin, and these are the targets for Ethereum. Now, if $160 or $161 breaks on Ethereum, bottom of the Bollinger Band would be something I'd be looking to expect around about $145. If that breaks, then we're going super bearish on that one. But at the moment, the chart looks quite good. I would imagine that the 4-hourly looks very good on this one. Let's just have a look at that. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So this is what I would say. This is what we were looking to see with Bitcoin when it did its golden cross. So Bitcoin did have a golden cross back here, and then it lost it. Ethereum managed to hold on to it and continue that, and we've had continuation with Ethereum. So Ethereum is definitely stronger than Bitcoin without question, but it's amplifying Bitcoin's moves. So whatever Bitcoin does, Ethereum is good. So if Bitcoin is positive, if Bitcoin is green, I would expect Ethereum also to be green. But you can see that we're topping out a little bit here. RSI is coming down because we topped out there, and when we go to the 12-hourly, we can see that it's also topped out and needing to come back down again. That's all perfectly fine. That's all perfectly normal. As you can see, this is what happened to us back here. We had to come back down. We came back down, oversold massively. Come back here and overbought, coming back down, and again overbought again. So a slight pullback to this one. Well, I say slight, I mean it's quite dramatic really. If you're talking about losing about $40 on your Ethereum. Mattock, let's have a look at Mattock. So I've not really looked at this one. I don't actually trade it at the moment, but let's have a look at it for the first time in a while here. So it's in no way, shape or form in the same category as these other ones. So 4-hourly chart has definitely not even got its golden cross. But we are above the 100 EMA, 200 EMA, which is good. We topped out around this level. It's looking all over the place. It's looking very messy. It's not really for me a tradable asset at the moment. Gone bearish on the 4-hourly actually with Mattock. So that's not looking too good. Let's go to the 12-hourly, see how that looks. 12-hour, still bullish. It's not as overextended as the others. It's underperforming, which is why we're not having these overreaches on the RSI and MACD and things like that. It's got a different chart to the others. So personally, I don't like the look of the chart at the moment. It's not doing its own thing in a good way. It's moving with the market at best. It's not got its stuff. It's not got its stuff together, to be honest with you. So I can't really trade it at the moment. Yes, you would have made a pretty penny if you'd have bought it back down here, but it's a very risky asset. So until it settles itself out, which is what we like Mattock to do, it needs to settle itself out before we start trading on it again. I can't really say which direction this is going to go. And even if it were to be going up, I think some of these top cap coins are probably your best bet opposed to this. And finally, we'll have a quick look at BNB. Again, one of my favourite coins. I love a bit of BNB. It's recovered very, very well. One of the best of all. So we're coming all the way up from this bottom level here. On the daily chart is looking pretty sweet. Let's go to a 12 hourly. 12 hourly is... Come on, computer. Looks like it wants to pump a little bit further. It's definitely healthier than the majority of these coins, as far as the chart's concerned. It's going to move with Bitcoin. So what I would say is that if Bitcoin's looking good and positive, you'd be better off having Binance coin. So it's the same as Ethereum, really. Ethereum and Binance coin are great coins to have if the market is good for Bitcoin, and the market at the moment looks like it wants to just pull back ever so slightly for Bitcoin, but at best I would say let's just leave it for a couple of days just to see how we go, because I do think that a lot of these alts are likely to pull back dramatically if Bitcoin only comes down by a couple of hundred. Anyway, like I say, I'm not dead. I am trying my best to perform as in my job, because it's very important at the moment. There's a lot of vulnerable people out there. I really got to help them all. And I'm not dead, like I say, and I will try to contribute more to YouTube and get on my Telegram chat where possible. I appreciate those who stayed on there and keep the whole thing running. Thanks to Chris, who's now an administrator for that. Really appreciate your continued support, and I hope you have a good day and take it easy. Thanks for watching.